In the previous video, we have explored how the first stage of the brainwashing process, which is the breaking down of the self, are one of the crucial stages in controlling the subject's mind and psychological state. If you haven't checked that video, make sure to click the card on the right upper corner of this video so you are well informed about what we are about to explore in this video. With that being said, we will now take a deep look at the second stage of the brainwashing process. After the agent has completely break the subject in the first stage, it is time to move on to the next step. This step involves offering the subject the possibility of salvation only if they are willing to turn away from their old belief system and instead embracing the new one that is being offered. The subject is given the chance to understand what is around them, and they will be influenced to believe that they would feel better if they would just follow this newfound belief. There are 4 steps that are included in the second stage of the brainwashing process. 1. Leniency. Leniency can be considered as the helping stage. The subject has been broken down and forced to turn away from the people and the beliefs that they have held on to for so many years. They have been told that they are bad and that everything they do is wrong. The subject is going to feel lost and all alone in the world, shameful at all of the bad things that they have done and wondering which way they can turn. When they reach this stage, the agent is able to offer them some form of release by offering any form of solution. This will often be in the form of a reprieve from the abuse the subject has experienced or some other small kindness. For example, the agent can offer some extra food or a drink of water to the subject, or even take a few moments to ask the subject personal questions about home and loved ones. In the subject's minds, these small acts of kindness will seem like a big deal, resulting in the subject feeling a big sense of gratitude and relief towards the agent. Often, these feelings are way out of proportion in comparison to the offering that has been made. In some cases, the subject may feel like the agent are saving their life rather than just offering a small service. This distortion of events works in the favor of the agent, as the subject is now going to develop a sense of loyalty to the agent rather than things of the past. 2. Compulsion to confession. Once the agent has been able to gain the trust of their subject, they will try to get a confession out of the process. During this stage, the subject starts to see the difference between the pain and guilt that they felt during the identity assault and the relief that they are feeling from the sudden leniency that is offered. If the brainwashing process is effective, the subject may even start to feel a desire to reciprocate some kind of kindness that has been offered to them by the agent. When this occurs, the agent will be able to present the idea of confession as a possible way to reduce the pain and the guilt experienced by the subject. The subject will be then led through a process of confessing all of the mistakes that they have done in the past. Of course, this mistake will be in relation to how they affect the new identity that is being created. 3. Channeling of guilt. By the time the subject reaches this point in the brainwashing process, they are able to feel the guilt and the shame that has been put on them, but it has pretty much lost its meaning. They are not able to tell you exactly what they have done wrong to make them feel this way. They just know that they are wrong. The agent will be able to use the blank slate of the subject in order to explain why they are in the pain that they are feeling. The agent will also be able to attach the sense of guilt that the subject is feeling to whatever they want. If the agent is trying to replace a system of beliefs, they will take the old system and convince the subject that those beliefs are the source of the guilt. This is the stage where the link between the old beliefs and the new ones are established. Basically, the old belief system has been established to correspond with the psychological agony that the subject has been feeling, while the new belief system has been established to correspond with the ability to escape that agony. Unconsciously, the subject will have no choice but to choose the new system in order to start feeling better. 4. Releasing of guilt. In this step, the subject has come to realize that their old values and beliefs are causing them pain. By this time, they are worn down and tired of feeling the guilt and shame that has been put on them for many months. They start to realize that it is not exactly something that they have done that makes them feel this way. Rather, it is their beliefs that are causing the guilt. The confused subject is able to feel some relief from the fact that there is something that they can do about the guilt. They will also feel relief because now they have been led to believe that they are not the bad person. Rather, it is the people that they have been around and their belief system that is causing the emotional turmoil, which is something that they can fix in order to become good again. The subject has learned that they have a means of escape simply by escaping their old belief system and embracing the new one that is being offered to them. All they have to do in order to release the guilt that they are feeling is to denounce the environment and people that are associated with the old belief system, and then they will be released from the guilt. The subject now has some control over this stage. They will start to realize that the release of the guilt is completely up to them. All the subject will need to do for this stage in order to be released from the guilt is to confess any of the acts that they have committed that are associated with the old belief system. Once the full confession is done, the subject will have completed the full psychological rejection of their former identity. At this point, the agent will need to step in to offer a new identity to the subject and help them to rebuild their identity into the desired one. 5. Rebuilding of self. Once the subject have been put through an ordeal that is meant to strip away their old identity and belief system, they will need to learn how to rebuild their self with the help of the agent. This stage allows the agent the freedom to implement the ideas of the new system. Since the subject is a clean slate and very eager to learn how to be and feel better, the agent will use this step in order to convince the subject that it is their choice to make a change. They might tell the subject that they have the choice to choose what is good and make a change that will help them to feel better. The agent will introduce the new belief system in a way that makes it good or being the right choice. Also, during this stage, the agent will stop the abuse and instead offer the subject some emotional and physical comfort. The point of doing this is to align the old beliefs with the pain and suffering, while aligning the new beliefs with happiness and relief. This stage is set up so that the subject is given the choice of which road to take, even though it is really not up to them. The subject must use this stage to choose between the old beliefs and the new one, effectively deciding how they are going to feel for the rest of their lives. Even though the ability to choose is just an illusion, the agent has planned to make the subject feel like they have the free will to choose the new identity. If the brainwashing process is done correctly, the subject will think logically about the new choices and determine that the best choice is to take up the new identity. They have been conditioned to think this way, and in their new state of mind, it is the one that makes the most sense. There are no other choices. Choosing the new identity allows them to be relieved from the guilt that they feel and leads to happiness, while choosing the old identity leads to pain and guilt. This new identity is like a form of salvation. It is the thing that helps them to feel good and not have to deal with any guilt and unhappiness. As this stage completes, the subject is going to reject their old identity and will go through a process of pledging allegiance to their new one, knowing that it is going to make their life better. For some brainwashing victims, there is the feeling of rebirth during this period. The new identity has finally formed inside of them, and the brainwashing transformation is complete. This process can take place over a period of many months to even years. Most people are set in their identity and the beliefs that they have. It is not possible to change all of this in just a few days, unless the person was already willing to change, and that would make the brainwashing techniques unnecessary. Isolation will also be necessary because outside influence will prevent the subject from relying on the agent during the process. Once the person is in isolation, the process takes a long time due to many steps that must be taken in order to change the identity held by the individual for many years. Overall, there are quite a few steps that must be taken in order to go through the brainwashing process. It is not something that is going to happen just by running into someone on the street and exchanging a few words. It requires the isolation and times to convince someone that everything they know is wrong and that they are living a lie. Brainwashing is an art, which is the art of indoctrination. All of these steps must occur for the brainwashing to be effective and the new identity to be put in place. Thanks for watching, and if you have any thoughts about this topic, feel free to share it in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss our future updates. Until then, stay safe and we will see you in the next videos.